Hello, hello. Welcome to day one. I'm late. And I apologize for being late. It looked like there were some technical issues going on. Go ahead and get into it for our session right now. There's three things in mind that I'm hoping for us to cover, and that's really going to be, with a rare exception, the setup of these times of these sessions where we will allow ourselves to do some kind of a settling in. We may wind up doing a mindfulness-based technique, and then we're just going to go straight on into a meditation. So, as always, get comfortable, relax. For tonight, we're going to start off by doing something slightly silly. So, if you look silly, if you feel silly, if you need to crack up and laugh, or if you feel like you need to laugh at me, that is okay. That is okay. We're going to start off right now with the lion's breath as we settle in. Now, some of us might be familiar with this, some of us might not. I'm going to go ahead and give you the setup right now. So that way, if it doesn't seem familiar, it won't seem too odd or too strange to you. I don't want anybody to feel left out. So, with the lion's breath, here's the setup. It's nothing more than a long inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, the goal is to breathe out through the mouth and stick the tongue out, really as though you're trying to have the tip of the tongue touch the chin. So I'll demonstrate it one time, and then we'll do it together 3 times. Okay, here we go. So here's the demo. And again, it might look or seem silly to some folks. It might feel silly, and that's kind of the point. So let's do it together 3 times. And on the last time, just have fun with it. Make noise if you need to, make funny faces, use your arms if you need to, that's fine. So here we go. Let's try it now. Long inhale through the nose. Exhale, lion's breath. Pretty good. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. And this time, just be as silly, as crazy, as wild with it as you want. If you need to make noise, totally fine. Here we go. Long inhale through the nose. Exhale. Pretty good. All right, allow yourself to settle in just a little bit more. I find that's one way to get some of the jitters out. If you're feeling at any point anxious, nervous, otherwise excited, not completely centered, settled, grounded, or focused. It's been said by some people that we hold a lot of our memories and our emotions in our musculature. And if anything about that idea is remotely true, I dare say a lot of us, particularly as adults or even young adults, keep a whole lot of emotion stored right in here. And so, to the extent that we might ever be keeping a lot of tension in the jaw, or tension or tightness in the cheeks or in the forehead, having a furrowed brow or tightness around the forehead, give yourself just a few moments. If you need to walk off someplace or turn around, and just give yourself a moment to. You are certainly welcome to do that. So, mind. And I'll just give you a quick setup for how that's going to be working. It's very simple. You can have your eyes open. You can have your eyes closed. If your eyes are open, which is totally fine, because I get some people might at times feel like if I close my eyes, I'm going to drift off. I'm going to lose my sense of focus or concentration. Okay. So if you feel like you need to have your eyes open for this, I'm going to invite you to just select a small, single, simple object. And I'll just give you 2 examples right now. Maybe if you have a pen or some kind of writing utensil handy, hang on to it. go ahead and either put it in a place where you can easily gaze at it while you're listening to my words, or even you might have some loose change in your pocket. So here's good old Abraham Lincoln, right? And just something that's small, that's single, simple, that's familiar to you. And if you feel like for whatever reason you're better off having your eyes closed, awesome. You're welcome now to use the power of your creative imagination. And if your eyes are going to be closed, same concept is going to be at play. I'm going to invite you to imagine or to observe a small, single, simple object. And we're just going to take a few moments to observe it. So, again, if it's a tangible physical object that you're holding on to with your eyes open, go for it. If it is something purely of your imagination, perhaps your memory, that's fine. But again, keep it simple, keep it familiar. So maybe if your eyes are closed, it might be a pen, it could be a penny, it might even be a shiny red apple or a bright red orange. Okay. So let's find ourselves getting in a slightly more relaxed position now from where I am. And if you're sitting in a chair, you're welcome to do the same. Feet are flat on the floor. Right now, the back is straight, the neck is straight, hands and arms are relaxed. We're not doing anything fancy with the fingers or the hands right now. And so I'm just going to slightly close my eyes. And as we begin right now, let's begin together with a long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. We're just going to do that one more time together. Long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Now just begin to settle into the breathing right now. And that just means that we're breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing in and out through the nose. And as we're breathing in and out through the nose right now, just allow your physical body to begin to relax just a little bit more. Allow yourself to relax into your breathing as the physical body relaxes just a little bit more. And so, in your imagination or in your mind's eye, if your eyes are closed right now, you're welcome to begin to observe or imagine or remember a small, simple, single object. Again, in your imagination or in your mind's eye, just begin now to observe or to create or to imagine a small, simple, single object. And whatever that small, simple, single object is, that is up to you. Nobody's going to judge it. Nobody's going to ask you what it is. This is your imagination right now. So right now you're completely safe. And so as you begin now to observe this small, single, simple object, just begin now to notice how that object looks. Notice how that object looks right now. Now, don't get hung up on any words. We're just observing right now. Notice how it looks. And whether it's in your hand or whether it's in your imagination, allow yourself to have fun as you notice how the object looks. And so maybe that means you're slowly spinning the object around. Maybe you're turning the object around very quickly. That's up to you. But as you do that, just notice how that object looks from different angles. Notice how it looks up close versus far away. Observe if the light makes it look differently when it's hitting different angles or different parts of the object. Keep observing your object now. If at any point you feel as though the mind begins to wander or if you're becoming distracted, that's okay. The mind does that. That's okay. You can come back to your breathing and return to the object. Your object is actually waiting for you. It's not going anywhere. Continue to observe the object now. Notice how the object feels. Right now, just begin to notice how the object feels. Notice if the object feels the same or different around its surface. You might notice if the object feels particularly weighty or if it feels relatively light. Notice the qualities of the feel of the object. Does it feel hard or soft? Now, if the object could make a sound when it's touched or struck, observe how that object might sound right now. Now, whatever the object is that you've chosen, use your imagination to observe how the object might smell if the object has a particular scent or an aroma. Again, if you're holding on to the object or if it's purely of your imagination, just notice how the object might smell if it has a scent or an aroma. And if it doesn't seem as though you're able to observe a scent or an aroma, well, that's okay. That just means that right now, to your observation, the object doesn't seem to have a scent or an aroma. And you're observing that. Whether the object is being held in your immediate physical sight or if the object is in your imagination, use your imagination now to observe how the object might taste. If the object had any particular kind of a flavor to it. And again, if it doesn't seem as though in your imagination you can observe the object as having a particular taste or flavor, that's okay. That just means that you're observing the object doesn't seem to have any taste or flavor right now. Just continue to observe the object. Now, begin to observe that object from the inside out. Begin now to observe that object in your imagination from the inside out. And perhaps that's just another way of how would you be experiencing the world around you. Take just a few moments to observe that now within your imagination or your mind's eye. And so, in your mind's eye now, just allow everything to dissolve to white. Allow everything to dissolve to white. And let's begin to slowly come back into present time together now. And so, together now, we come back into present time with a long inhale through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. Take a few moments now. You can wiggle your fingers if you like, rotate the wrists, blink, stretch, look around, coming back more into present time, fully alert, fully awake, and refreshed. Now, as we settle back into this place and time, you're welcome to use any of these techniques that we go over in your personal practice. We're very much going over just some fundamental, what I consider to be some fundamental mindfulness techniques, some fundamental meditation techniques, and some reasonable intentional movement techniques that we can use to better get ourselves settled in, to be more ready to just be more present here and now in our bodies, in our minds, and with our emotions. Now, the biggest thing I'll say regarding any kind of a meditative technique is just allow yourself to have fun with it. I get a little nervous and a little itchy when I'll observe people seeming to get super serious about their reflective practice. It's hard for them to smile, hard for them to find humor in anything because they're so disciplined. They're so much into their practice. There's so much about getting into or out of their state. Um, but for those who maybe either haven't figured it out or maybe have forgotten, um, you're probably not going to get where you want to be within your practice or your discipline without just a little bit of joy, without a little bit of fun in your practice. So find reason within your practice to introduce or to reintroduce or to sustain a sense of joy, a sense of lightness, a sense of gratitude and perspective within your practices. So, final practice for tonight. We're just going to do a meditation for integration. And there's a lot of different versions of this meditation that have been shared with me, a lot of different versions of this meditation that I'll share out with others. We'll just do one meditation of it together tonight. And similar to that last technique that we did, a lot of this can lean on the power of your creative imagination. I was at a conference not too long ago, and one of the presenters had told a story about a researcher who, a German researcher, if that means anything to anybody, who was wanting to do a study on how long uh, young children between ages 5 and 7 could be in silent stillness. Now, some of you might be giggling at that right now. Exactly. And so, as the researcher, the story goes, stood a 7-year-old child up against a wall in a small empty room. The researcher was going to go back and set the timer. And before the researcher could even get the door closed, that young child was, kind of fidgeting around nervously, getting all the energy out that they can. And after a few attempts, it just dawned on the researcher to circle back to the child. And the researcher got down on their level and looked at them and said, I need you to listen to me very carefully. That wall behind you is not a wall. That is a door. And you are not a young child. You are a guard. And right now, you are guarding the door to a vault. Treasure, gold and jewels, diamonds, every kind of valuable that you can imagine. Do you think you can do it? The story says that a child said, yeah. And so they, according to the story, the child was able to stand um, silently there for between 7 and 11 minutes when they tried this multiple times. So if there's any truth to that, there you go. Just the power of one's imagination, whatever it is that we think might be a wall or a block in our life. For what it's worth, consider it a door. And maybe we have the power to open the door. All right, let's get ourselves ready then. Final meditation for tonight, the meditation for integration. I'm going to invite us to get ourselves into a physically relaxed position. If you're sitting in a chair, you're welcome to cross your legs or otherwise place your feet flat on the floor. Sometimes people in more guided meditations or visualizations. And again, I'm going to invite you to consider having eyes closed if you think that might be a little bit more impactful for you. So let's get ourselves in position now. And as we get ourselves in position now, I'm going to be doing this with you as I guide you through it. So as we begin now together, let's begin together now with a long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Just begin to settle into your breathing now. In and out through the nose. Allow yourself to simply settle into the breath. In and out through the nose. Now, as you're breathing in and out through the nose right now, you're welcome to consider that there's really nowhere else that you need to be other than right here and right now. And so as you allow yourself to just begin to consider that there's really nowhere else that you need to be other than right here and right now, just allow the breath to become a little bit longer now. Longer on the inhale. Longer on the exhale. The relaxing hands and arms. Relaxing feet and legs. Right now in your imagination or in your mind's eye, begin to observe yourself now as standing between 3 large mirrors. In your imagination or in your mind's eye right now, begin to observe yourself as standing between 3 large mirrors. There's a large mirror to your left There's a large mirror to your right, and then there's a large mirror just in front of you. Now, as you gaze at the mirror in front of you, you notice that your image is reflected off into infinity by the other two mirrors. As you look into the mirror to your left and the mirror to your right, you can again notice that you can observe the image of yourself fading off into infinity. Now, each image represents a version of you in different times, past, present, and future, all in different mental, emotional, and energetic states. Now, allow yourself a few moments to just observe now your image in each of the mirrors. And again, notice your image reflecting off into eternity now. Now, look straight ahead and immediately see all of the images come together and merge into one image in the mirror directly in front of you. Now, let's do that again. Spread out the images, and this time see the images as a brilliant white light. Now, as you look to either direction, observe those versions of you as white form, white light, an infinite number of them going off in either direction. Now, quickly see them all coming together again as one white image directly in front of you. Now, spread them out again. Spread them out again. Now, look into the mirrors and notice the white images fading off into infinity. Now, again, quickly see them all come together in one white image directly in front of you. And as you see that one white image directly in front of you, silently now, and within yourself, make these words your own. I now harmonize all of my energies into one white light right here and right now. I now call all of my energies to return back to me from every space, place, time, dimension, illusion, and reality. right here and right now. Now see that single image in front of you, that light, which is the merging of all of your energies. See it now, moving out of the mirror and right into your body, merging all of your energies into you, becoming one harmonious, glowing light unit. Breathe into this process now. Relax into this process now. Breathe into this process and simply observe any feelings and any sensations you may be experiencing right now. Take a few more moments now while I remain silent. Slowly and safely now, begin to become more aware of your physical body and the place in which you're doing this meditation right now. Slowly and safely now, we begin to return back to present time. And so, as we slowly begin to return back to present time now, let's do so together with a long inhale through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Let's do that one more time. Long inhale through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. Rotate your wrists, rotate your ankles. One more time now. Long inhale through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. Blink, stretch, look around. Allow yourself to more fully come back into present time, fully alert, fully refreshed, fully present, here and now. All right, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns about any of the techniques that we've done in this session or the previous session, if you would like options on different versions of the sessions or the techniques in those sessions, whether that is something that is a little bit more compact, whether it's something that's more drawn out, let us know. You're welcome to shoot an email out. Send an email to question@mindfuliconsulting.com. Again, that's mindful, the letter I, consulting.com. We're going to keep doing these sessions, different techniques, but we're going to keep doing the sessions Monday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Wednesday evenings, 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. No more bugs and no more glitches, right? Okay. Don't forget to share these videos or any of the other videos on this channel. You're welcome to like, to subscribe, to share, and be well.